In this video, I want to take you along with me to show you everything that I'll be doing to help me lock in on my goals. I'll show you the steps that I'll be taking to intentionally bridge the gap between where I am now in 2026. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cece. If you love setting goals and want to set yourself up for success so you can finally achieve all of your dreams, I'm really glad that the algorithm brought us together because that's what this channel is all about. So welcome. We're literally just a few days away from a new beginning, a beginning that almost all of us look forward to the most, and for a reason, because it feels like a clean slate, a chance to do things differently. And instead of letting this motivation pass me by, I know enough now that it's so important to use this energy intentionally. So the very first step I'm taking is to reset, with the sole purpose of removing anything that no longer fits the woman I'm becoming. I don't know about you, but I tend to hold on to a lot of clothes. Growing up in the Philippines, I didn't have much, and after moving here to Canada, I was given a lot of hand-me-downs, which I was genuinely really grateful for. But life has changed a lot since then. I'm now at a place where I can buy myself clothes when I need to, or even when I simply want to. And I've realized that I've been holding on to things not because they serve me, but out of fear of scarcity. So, during this reset, I made a very intentional choice to only keep the pieces that actually serve me, the ones that help me feel like the person I want to be. I'm slowly learning that letting go is about trusting the life that I'm building. Another area that I tend to hold on to a lot of things is my makeup. I've always struggled with acne, and there was a time when it didn't leave as many imprints on my face, and I was actually able to have fun with it. But right now, I can't really do that because these things just actually makes things worse for me. I know some people say it's good to keep visual reminders of what you'll use once you reach your goal, but for me personally, I don't need that reminder. My motivation doesn't live in the things I wish I could use. So for now, I'm literally okay to put these items away out of sight because I know I'll return to them eventually. And honestly, by then, I'll probably buy new ones anyway, since I feel like I'm aging myself looking at the collections of makeup that I do have. But for now, I'm just holding space without letting it sit at the forefront of my environment. The last part of my reset is finishing the projects I had already started and setting up areas to prepare them for the next step, which is eventually I want to organize everything. And I'm gonna be honest, this is where things got really messy. I got overwhelmed, I forgot the purpose of this reset, and then I got distracted on Pinterest looking for how to organize stuff. But once I pulled myself back together, I focused on what this reset was actually about, which was to simply give the major areas of my life a place to live for now. So a big one for me right now is I needed to create a space that can hold my work. I really want an office, but that's not the season of my life right now. And so I chose this hutch, which is my absolute favorite piece in the whole house, and I used it as my temporary place to hold all of my work. It's not perfectly organized inside, but it is prepared for the next stage. Now that my physical space is cleared, I was in a much better headspace to finally reflect. And so I took the time to look at what I've accomplished so far since I started my life experiment. I created this big calendar to hold space for all of my milestones, but life got really busy and that perfect moment to sit with it never really came. So as a result, all of my milestone notes are scattered all over the place. So I wanted to pause and bring everything into one place. And there was something really powerful about seeing all of my accomplishments laid out in front of me. It encouraged me to refine how I want to move forward. Hey guys, so I was thinking for this portion of the video, it would be a good idea to talk about the refinements together and to have a little bit of a chit chat. And also I was thinking it would be a great opportunity to show you guys what my goals are for the 1-year life experiment, just in case you're new here. And also it's a perfect time to share it because I finally figured out a framework where I can basically see all of my goals for the whole year and also what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. But before I share that, here's a mind map of all the goals that I have for the 1-year life experiment. And if you've seen the video, you'll know that I've also created a timeline for each goals based on the 12-week year plan. And so I decided to rewrite the goals that I have with this new framework that I'm looking at right now and made some adjustments. At first, I felt a little bit of guilt for wanting to change it because technically, there was nothing wrong with that original timeline. And two, I didn't want this new framework to be an excuse to lengthen the time to do the goals because the point of that original timeline was to really push myself to see how much I've accomplished. Well, after taking some time, I jot down all the things that were missing, and I realized that for the goals that I've set for season 1, I am literally just missing 3, which is pretty incredible because when you take into account the original timeline that I have, technically I have till January 30th to finish all of those goals. And so if I continue to work hard right now and just keep at what I'm doing, I'm sure eventually I'm going to tick off all of those lists, with the exception of, I don't know, I'm kind of doubting that I can monetize my channel by the end of January 30th. But other than that, I am confident that I can accomplish all of those things. In fact, I will probably accomplish it way before that timeline. And so after working very hard for a few months now, I realized 2 very important things about myself. When I look at that timeline would require me to push through the summer months, and I honestly didn't want that. I love summer, and I feel after working very, very hard that I deserve to enjoy my summer in 2026. And at the same time, that would feel like a halfway reward for me to help me keep going for the rest of the year. The second realization I had about myself is that after making this video, I realized how grounding it felt to have 2 weeks like this of resetting, reflecting, refining, and rebuilding before the winter holidays and into the new year. And so I wanted to give myself that time and space when December 2026 rolls around next year. Whoops. The battery literally overheated because I was talking so much. Anyway, so I was just saying how I really do like to think big and I like to think long term. And because of that, I'm okay to let that timeline go. I often tell myself the approach can change as long as I'm still doing the goals. Basically, all of that is to say that I'm changing the timeline for the life experiment, basically. Yeah. That was the point. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about the new framework. The first thing that I do is that I lay out all of my goals by category. Then I checked off all the ones that I had already completed in season 1. Then I mapped out the dates when I want to run my 12-week year plan. The third step is I decided which season each goal actually makes sense to act on. And once every goal that I have in this box had a time slot and a space, I gathered everything that needs to be accomplished in season 2 and I broke it down per month. So basically, this framework allows me to see the big picture, but it also allows me to zoom in into the areas that I just need to focus on. So after creating that framework and knowing exactly what needs to be done, the next step is to build a system that will make it easier for me to accomplish the next set of goals. Now that I have my routine well established, I wanted to amp up my game when it comes to specifically my wellness and self-care goals. And so when I was building this system, it's literally based on all the data I gathered while working on my foundation. I looked at everything that made follow through hard on me and brainstormed on all the ways on how I can fix it. So the first area was self-maintenance and self-care. In the beginning stage, when I was trying to form a habit, having all of my products outside the bathroom really worked for me. It reminded me to stop and think about what I needed to do that night as part of my routine. And clearly it worked. Usually something like this would literally last me a whole year. I know, it's ridiculous. And literally there's nothing in there. It's almost done. Anyways, I digress. So going back to what I was saying, now that setup that helped me establish that routine is starting to create a friction for me. So the next step for me is to keep it inside the bathroom. I've now created a master list of all the things I need to do daily for skincare, hair care, and body care. That way I can habit stack and build on the foundation. I'm happy to say that I am super consistent with taking my supplements now, which is a biggie because this is very important as I move deeper into protocols of healing my acne from within. After my past experiences from doing these deeper protocols, I know that it's so important to have a system that removes forgetfulness. So what I did is I created a cabinet that is fully dedicated for my wellness. And now when I open this cabinet, there's a master list of what I need to take, how much, and when. And then finally, I've set up a system to make healthy eating inevitable. I'm not gonna fully go into how I created the system in this video because that's what my next video is all about. So make sure you subscribe, especially if eating healthier is one of your goals for 2026. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one.